Philadelphia Eagles fans, get ready because this Sunday could be one of the most interesting matchups of the season. The Eagles are heading into a wild card game against the San Francisco 49ers, and looking at the injury reports, it almost feels like fortune might be smiling on Philadelphia. The 49ers have been riddled with injuries throughout the season, a trend that has followed them under Kyle Shanahan's tenure since he became head coach in 2017. San Francisco has consistently ranked among the top 10 teams in the league for injury rates every year, with the only exception being 2023 when they made it all the way to the Super Bowl and nearly defeated the Kansas City Chiefs in overtime. Despite all of these setbacks, the Niners have achieved remarkable success, proving the resilience of their roster and the strategic acumen of Shanahan himself. It's important to clarify right from the start that rooting for an opponent to be injured is never the intention, and the Niners are one of the most well-run organizations in the sport. They boast an iconic brand worldwide, and Shanahan is widely regarded as a phenomenal coach who has turned the team around after some turbulent years under previous leadership. What makes their achievements even more impressive is how they have managed to remain competitive despite facing a chronic injury problem. Many other teams would have struggled to maintain consistency with such frequent absences among key players. Imagining what San Francisco could have achieved if they were healthier is tantalizing, but the reality is that these injuries, some of which may have been preventable, have impacted their performance this season. On the other hand, the Eagles have approached the season with a very different strategy regarding player health. Since Nick Sirianni took over as head coach in 2021, Philadelphia has consistently been one of the healthiest teams in the league. Contrast that with the Doug Peterson era, when the Eagles frequently battled injuries that threatened to derail their playoff ambitions. During those years, the team often had to rally late in the season despite missing key contributors. Sirianni has brought a new approach, emphasizing not just recovery and injury prevention, but also managing practice intensity, nutrition, and overall player fitness. This philosophy has allowed the Eagles to keep nearly their entire roster healthy for crucial games, giving them a significant advantage in the postseason. The numbers speak for themselves. In 2022, all 22 opening day starters for the Eagles were available for the Super Bowl, a remarkable feat in any season. In 2024, 21 of the 22 starters took the field for the biggest game of the year. This level of continuity and health at the end of a grueling season demonstrates how effective Philadelphia's approach has been. Even when there were debates about resting starters late in the season, the rationale was clear. Giving players the rest they needed after a Super Bowl victory in a shortened offseason was a calculated move to ensure peak performance in the playoffs. This strategy has put Philadelphia in an enviable position as they head into the wild card matchup against a banged-up 49ers team. Looking at San Francisco's current roster situation, the injuries are affecting almost every position, but the linebacker group stands out as a glaring weakness. The Niners recently signed former Eagles linebacker Kaiser White, who had over 100 tackles with Philadelphia in 2022 and racked up 137 tackles with the Arizona Cardinals last season. This move was a necessity, as nearly every linebacker who made the initial 53-man roster is sidelined. Veteran Eric Kendricks, who has consistently recorded over 100 tackles per season for 9 consecutive years, could be starting alongside White and Curtis Robinson, a special teamer who has struggled in coverage. The Eagles now have a rare opportunity to exploit a major weakness in the middle of the 49ers defense. Philadelphia's offense thrives on identifying and attacking these kinds of mismatches. Quarterback Jalen Hurts has excelled when targeting crossing routes, completing 32 of 38 attempts for 329 yards and 3 touchdowns, with a passer rating of 129.1. The Eagles must maximize this advantage, emphasizing routes that challenge the Niners linebackers and exploiting the middle of the field where San Francisco's depth and experience are compromised. Devonta Smith, who consistently picks up yards after the catch, and Dallas Goedert, whose skills in the middle of the field are crucial, provide additional options to stress the depleted Niners defense. Targeting these players strategically could create significant openings and opportunities for Philadelphia to sustain drives and score. The ground game is equally critical. San Francisco struggled to contain the run in their most recent outing against the Seattle Seahawks, allowing 361 total yards at an average of 5.4 yards per play. The linebackers' inability to consistently make tackles or react quickly to offensive plays demonstrates a vulnerability that the Eagles can exploit. With a roster that is healthier and more athletic at key positions, Philadelphia has the tools to dominate both through the air and on the ground. The combination of careful player management, intelligent offensive scheming, and a full complement of starters provides the Eagles with a strategic edge that cannot be overlooked. When evaluating the broader context, it becomes clear that this matchup is more than just a game. It is a test of preparation, health management, and strategic execution. The Eagles have positioned themselves to enter the postseason with a significant advantage over a team that has faced constant setbacks. The contrast in how each organization handles training, recovery, and player conditioning highlights why Philadelphia is in such a strong position. While the 49ers are a storied franchise with tremendous coaching and a proud history, the current state of their roster leaves vulnerabilities that a disciplined and prepared Eagles team can exploit. This game is shaping up to be a fascinating clash between resilience and preparation, talent and opportunity, strategy and circumstance. As we look deeper into this matchup, one of the most fascinating aspects is how Philadelphia can exploit not just San Francisco's injuries, but also the differences in philosophy between the two organizations. The Eagles have consistently emphasized intelligent practice schedules, player wellness, and recovery strategies that minimize wear and tear throughout the season. Under Nick Sirianni, this approach has paid off in spades, keeping their roster fresh and ready to perform at a high level during the most critical moments of the year. By contrast, the 49ers' approach, while successful in its own right, has historically led to higher injury rates, possibly due to the more aggressive practice routines and unique strength and conditioning philosophies implemented by their staff. This contrast sets the stage for a clash where health, preparation, and strategy could be just as important as raw talent on the field. The Eagles' ability to manage fatigue and injury risk has tangible results. With 21 of 22 opening day starters available, Philadelphia can rely on continuity, chemistry, and experience. This stability allows Sirianni and offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo to implement game plans that fully exploit weaknesses in the opposing defense. In the case of the 49ers, the linebacker group presents an obvious vulnerability. With veterans like Eric Kendricks just returning and newcomers like Kaiser White still acclimating to a new system, Philadelphia has the perfect opportunity to attack the middle of the field. Jalen Hurts' mobility and decision-making, combined with a versatile receiving core, can create mismatches that the Niners will struggle to defend. Crossing routes have been particularly effective for the Eagles this season, and it's no coincidence that Hurts has excelled when targeting these patterns. The precision, timing, and athleticism required for these plays are amplified by defensive shortcomings at the linebacker position. Devonta Smith's ability to gain yards after the catch, paired with Dallas Goedert's reliability over the middle, presents Philadelphia with multiple options to exploit. The Eagles' offensive line, healthy and cohesive, gives Hurts the protection needed to make these throws consistently, while the running backs can capitalize on the edges and gaps created by linebackers forced into coverage roles they are not accustomed to. On the ground, the Eagles also have a golden opportunity. San Francisco's struggles against the run were glaring in their recent matchup against the Seattle Seahawks. The linebackers overpursued and missed assignments, leading to big gains for Seattle's backs. This highlights both a skill and a weakness. Instinct and intelligence matter as much as physical ability. The Eagles, with faster and more athletic personnel at key positions, can combine power and speed to exploit the 49ers' defensive mistakes. Running the ball effectively will also open up the passing game further, creating a balanced attack that is extremely difficult to defend against. The combination of health, preparation, and strategic flexibility gives Philadelphia an edge that extends beyond simple talent comparisons. While the 49ers are a storied franchise with an impressive coaching staff and a rich history, the current state of their roster, particularly the depth at linebacker, leaves significant gaps. The Eagles, by contrast, are peaking at the right time, both physically and mentally. Players who have had the benefit of rest and a consistent training regimen are entering this game with confidence and cohesion. Every drill and practice, every calculated rest day, and every nutrition strategy contributes to this readiness, making Philadelphia a formidable opponent as the playoffs begin. Another factor to consider is how the Eagles' offensive strategy can adapt in real time to what the 49ers present. Football at this level is as much about adjustments as it is about initial game planning. The Eagles have demonstrated throughout the season the ability to recognize weaknesses and exploit them effectively. Against a team like San Francisco, this ability becomes even more valuable. Whether it's adjusting routes to target specific linebackers or altering run schemes to take advantage of over-pursuit, Philadelphia's coaching staff has the tools and the personnel to make these adjustments seamlessly. The interplay between Hurts, Smith, Goddard, and the offensive line creates a dynamic that the 49ers' depleted roster may not be able to counter. Special teams, too, could play a pivotal role. Curtis Robinson, who has been a reliable contributor in special teams, may be forced into defensive responsibilities that highlight the Niners' depth issues. Philadelphia's players, well-rested and in peak physical condition, can exploit this by using motion, misdirection, and speed to create mismatches that the 49ers will struggle to handle. Every element of the game, passing, running, blocking, and special teams execution, intersects with the theme of preparation and health. The Eagles' advantage is that their roster is prepared, cohesive, and ready to perform across all phases. The upcoming wild card game could also serve as a demonstration of how strategic player management translates into postseason success. The Eagles' calculated decision to rest starters at the end of the regular season, despite debates over seeding, highlights a philosophy that prioritizes long-term performance over short-term wins. This approach ensures that players enter the playoffs at their physical and mental peak, ready to execute complex schemes and respond to challenges on the field. The contrast between this methodical approach and the 49ers' more physically demanding style further amplifies Philadelphia's advantages heading into Sunday. In essence, the matchup is a study in preparation, health, and strategic execution. The Eagles' well-maintained roster, balanced defensive attack, and versatile skill players position them to exploit every weakness presented by the 49ers' depleted defense. Hurts' mobility, Smith's route running, Goddard's reliability, and the offensive line's cohesion create a multi-dimensional challenge for any opponent. And with San Francisco's linebacker core undermanned and underpracticed, Philadelphia has an opportunity to dictate the pace and style of the game. Every phase of the Eagles' preparation, from off-season conditioning to midweek practice routines, contributes to this advantage, and the results could be evident from the opening snap. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The NFL rumor mill is spinning at full speed, and one name is dominating the conversation across Philadelphia and beyond: TYREEK Hill. Whispers around the league suggest that the electrifying wide receiver could be on the verge of a stunning move to the Eagles, a scenario that has already sent fans into a frenzy. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the mere possibility of Hill wearing midnight green has been enough to ignite imagination and debate in equal measure. Sources close to the situation hint that internal discussions and quiet feelers may be taking place, fueling the belief that the Eagles are positioning themselves for a blockbuster edition. Hill's profile needs little introduction. Known for his game-breaking speed, sharp route running, and ability to change momentum in a single snap, he represents the kind of talent that can redefine an offense overnight. For a franchise with championship ambitions, the appeal is obvious. Around the NovaCare complex, optimism appears to be growing. The idea of pairing Hill with the Eagles' existing offensive weapons is being described by insiders as explosive and unfair. Even as speculation remains just that, the excitement among supporters is unmistakable. Jerseys are being imagined, highlight reels replayed, and hypothetical formations discussed endlessly on sports radio and social media. Skeptics, of course, urge caution. Big names often float through rumor cycles without ever materializing, and front offices are masters of secrecy and misdirection. Still, the Eagles' recent reputation for bold, aggressive moves lends credibility to the chatter. This is a team unafraid to swing big when it believes the moment is right. For now, Philadelphia waits, watches, and dreams. Whether this rumor becomes reality or fades into off-season folklore, one thing is certain. The notion of TYREEK Hill arriving in an Eagles uniform has already electrified the city, reminding everyone how powerful a single rumor can be in the world of sports. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.